Studio 2 and bring the program Good Morning Salon. Stay tuned.
Of your program Good Morning Salon for this week, where they come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Today on Monday, April 28th, 2025, and where they bring the program to you this Monday morning. My name Usman Kamara.
And Musa Kamara, my name. Good morning. Happy belated Independence celebration, and with the Independence holiday today, Monday. The program today, according to the President, Julius Maada in Nogote again, and government will begin implement the over 100 million United States dollar livestock development project for Gitrank to the feed salon program. As Salon Day celebrates 64 years of independence from British colonial rule, one political analyst, Raymond Yirature, say proper governance structure now one pandy issues them we don't they unbox Salon development one since 1961. And today inside the program we'll look at the current status of the country and talk about what the country need for do and what they do achieve inside the last 64 years.
Well, this and plenty other story than different inside the program this morning. Members say the list will be live on www.redidemocracy.sl and members say Nali Rock Metal Group, the sponsor of Radio Democracy, for bringing the program Good Morning Salon come to you, and this program is powered by Official. The list will be live from the radio partner them, Radio Shallow 89.5 Nako in Adugo and Falabati Street. Same way so on Radio Maleng 88.5, Radio 1J 11.3 in Apujondi Street, Radio Colente 90.0 na Cambia, Radio Moa 105.5 na Kailao, Vopa Radio na Waterloo, Voice of Sandon Radio 95.7 na Konodi Street, Voice of Karine na Kamakwe on 98.0, Voice of Masoro na Pujondi Street, Jangi Radio 99.3 FM na Lawabondi Street, and Advocacy Radio na Potlokodi Street, Radio Katbami on 106.7 na Tonkolimba. The program na Good Morning Salon will come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. If you want to be part of the program, you can send in your message on the number 077981981 or drop in your message on the Radio Democracy Facebook page.
The program Good Morning Salon they continue. We start for look at issues. We go with the Chief Minister, Dr. David Sengesi, because of policy, infrastructure, and system we government don't put in place. Now the Lunge airport making the cage people where they bring drug out of the country. He talk this to journalists them where Air Salon make them first landing at the Lunge International Airport after we then don't start for run the direct 6-hour flight from London to Freetown. For more on this we join Cherno Jallo.
Not a secret say the aviation sector now one among plenty other sectors and they contribute better one towards the development of any country. As with improved commercial air travel, you go see business and tourism they improve and they make way for make more people get work. Tourists and business people come to the country and through that government able for make the living condition of citizens them better. But for make all this happen, important thing them they were supposed for in place, like more plane and more the fly come to the country, cost per ticket not too expensive, and people get reason for come to the country. But this sector, now one, where inside the past years them salon, they don't see better again. For sake of this make air salon, when a one airline agency and we only fly between Lagos and Freetown, don't extend the operation now London.
When the DG and His Excellency celebrates passing and they know those numbers, security 72% from failing, it means that more airlines can come into the country. And it means that when we catch drugs at the airport, it's not that we're a drug country, it just means that we're more vigilant in catching them. Drugs happens in every other airport. We communicate and understand what that means. The reason why we catch and report that 1 kilo is because of the hard work that these people are doing. When we catch people who swallow it. So it doesn't matter what you do. You swallow it, you put it in your underwear, and your shoes will get it. Oh, yes.
Dr. David Senge, Chief Minister, they tell journalists them inside one engagement but what in government don't they do for see they improve the aviation industry. Usai say since with this government come na power, they're able to develop policy, infrastructure and system them we don't change the face of the sector. And this also according to the Minister of Transport and Aviation funded to don't show by the number of plane and passenger them where they come to the country now.
For the past 1 year, we have been able to bring 3 airlines within the past 1 year. So today is really a historic moment for me to see that we are having a direct flight from Freetown, not just to the UK, within 6 hours, compared to before now flying to 2 other countries and then for 24 hours. So within 6 hours, you will be in UK. We're all aware direct flights to Freetown to the UK. I think it's over, I don't know whether it's a decade now or so or less, but we've not had any direct flight. But I'm happy today we have a direct flight.
Early this year, Air Saloon began for flight between Lagos and Freetown, and shortly after that, now they fly between Freetown to London and back within 6 hours direct flight. So when they talk about how all this happened, the Director General of the Sierra Leone Civil Aviation Authority, Musa Yerobari, say this now because of government efforts for improve the sector.
The Chief Minister is very, very approachable and very hands-on, not to mention the Minister of Transport, but literally 1 and 2. So it's an achievement today because of everybody's work and everybody's commitment to making today happen. So thank you very much. Madam Minister of Tourism, I remember when I first got appointed, she was one of the people who said, we're doing this together, because aviation and tourism go hand in hand. And every program, she has been there. So it's really, I think, a special moment today for all of us to be able to see a dream come to life. So, Mr. Emmanuel, I don't think we'll stop fighting. We'll move along. Thank you for your commitment to the project. And I have to also thank my colleagues who made every possibility to make themselves available today.
When self the talk, the Chief Executive Officer for Air Saloon, Emmanuel Iza, say this Nigeria and England flight not to the only target, but to also make sure say them begin fly now other countries them within the region.
Where we are today is just the beginning.
And hey, the tickets are open, please. Go to their website, it's active. I think it's going to be the most affordable ticket that is out there to fly between Sierra Leone and London. Just after the flight, when the flight took off today, I went to Flight Radar and I checked. I didn't check by the tail number, I checked by the route. And said route between London and Freetown, and BAM! So, you would have tried it yesterday, you won't find anything. But today you will see the beautiful aircraft, Air Sierra Leone, with a call sign, Air Sierra Leone. Now we own airline.
After all the statements here, so I meet and talk with some passenger them who use this plane for common London and come Freetown and tell me about their experience.
So my name is Agnes Bart, Queen of Social Media. To be honest with you, it was smooth from Gatwick, and the service was okay. The food was delicious. You know, pepper, go taste the pepper, go taste the Maggi, you know, all the yoti, they taste time inside the food. So it's a proper African food they serve in there. Me no get out, you understand? Any plane where they come on a Gatwick, no say they are safe and okay. They're not ever allow plane for them come on Gatwick. Now UK for come. Without not to guarantee, you understand?
Okay, at 7 a.m. in the morning, then we reach here around about 2 o'clock. The flight was so smooth. We all did interact, you know. When we left, the pilot was in control. When we land, you didn't hear any squeaky noise. You didn't hear any like the tire, the rail go round.
For CC this continue, now the hope of plenty people, as with this plenty people believe say the country economy go steady and the tourism self go begin for boom. With support from Theodore Arena for the Society for Radio Democracy, me, Nachang Nojalo, the report.
The program is still listening to now. Good morning, Salon. Welcome to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. As today we look at Salon, 64 years of independence, and look at within the country to achieve and within in it for do. And we want for welcome we studio guest them, Mike Berwa, Director of Communication, State House. Good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon.
Good morning, Radio Democracy.
And also want to welcome Thomas Moore, Executive Director of Citizens Advocacy Network CAN. Good morning, Thomas Moore, and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
It's been a while.
Yes, indeed.
Una continue for stay with me. Say the program will come to una shortly.
Inside the program this morning, we will take another issue. Usai remember them na the Southern Football Association don't pick the electoral ethics appeals and other committee them. We go do the next SLFA election. We go be inside June this year. Then people will talk this. Then people will make this decision inside the SLFA Ordinary Congress. Will be Saturday, April 26th this year. For more on this, make we join Musa Kamara.
By 10:40 Saturday morning, April 26, Security, SLFA Secretariat staff begin registration of delegates, observer, and media for begin the SLFA Ordinary Congress. For avoid waiting happen na Radisson Blue Hotel 3 weeks back, we make Congress not being all. This time, you get for past 3 security gates and verify your name na 5 list before you get access to the conference center na Katko Complex. By 12 in the afternoon, Congress begin with prayer, welcome address, and goodwill message from FIFA, Minister of Sports. The Minister of Sport, Augusta James Temer, tell thank you to the FA membership for where they able hold Congress this time around. After the first one, Bidon Poil.
The first thing I would like to say is that I am impressed. So I want you to clap for yourself. Really impressed when I say everybody here, the delegates and the executive, that you people have come together to make it work this time. As a sport minister, I believe significantly on governance issue. Gone are those days when we say we can do it anymore. No, we cannot do it anyway. We have to follow governance processes. And when you're talking about governance processes, it is not only done in other areas, but it's done also in sport. And I have to take
After this, President of the FA, Thomas Daddy Bremer, be asked the Acting General Secretary, Mohamed Bensin Bawo, if Congress don't sit proper in line with the FA Lodem.
The Acting General Secretary, gentlemen, the Secretariat organizes Congress. So I ask the Acting General Secretary, has Congress but convened and composed and complies with the statutes of the SLFA. Sir. The Acting General Secretary have said yes, that Congress has been convened and composed according to the statutes of SLFA. So I move to agenda number 2.
After this declaration, Congress start with roll call, approval of agenda, and addressed by the president, who said he talked about the achievements them as SLFA president inside the last full year. And then we reach agenda 6 for appoint scrutinizers for the Congress, who said the Acting General Secretary be appoint some people and one SLFA workman for be part of the scrutinizers for help with the work of the Congress, like for count votes, organize election for the different body them, and other one them. But some members them not be agree for make any SLFA workman make the FA president, Thomas Daddy Bremer, be addressed members of the FA again.
Let's go home with one positive message. Whatever we can do to put Sierra Leone football forward, gentlemen, that's the way to go. All other things, after 1 week, after 2 weeks, it becomes story. It is my job to say thank you, you people, for being here. Thank you for participating in the process. And it's been a wonderful day for Sierra Leone football. At least we did not fight that much this time. Thank you all.
FIFA Senior Member Association Governance Manager Ahmed Haraz represents FIFA na this Congress and talk to Radio Democracy after the whole process.
Very simple. We achieved what we came here for, to have the electoral committee so that we can go for elections. Everything else we will work on it after.
Are you satisfied with the process so far?
I'm okay. Yeah, it's all right.
Next, the electoral committee will announce the calendar of activities for election as Thomas Daddy Brimer in term as FA president they done June 5 this year. We mean say if in one be SLFA president again for the next 4 years, again for contest, and people we want contest against them, self get opportunity for contest for Radio Democracy. Musa Kamara, the reports.
The program is still listening to Good Morning Saloon. We come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Earlier, Abidon introduced me studio guest them. We now Mike Berwa, Communication Director, now State Host, and also Thomas Moore Conte from Cannes. We then did the program for April discourse about the Saloon 64 years independence and what we don't achieve and what we need for do going further. Gentlemen, una morning again.
Good morning, Radio Democracy.
Yes. I'll start with you, Mike Berwa. We look at what Salon don't achieve 60 since 1961 to date, 64 years down the line. And but make we look at this year's celebration. How you can describe them so far?
Well, I would say a celebration of hope over fear, a celebration of where we want to go as a country, and what we would achieve. If you listen to the president's speech, it makes him very clear, very explicitly say, this year from 2024 to 2025 we don't achieve a lot. If you take a look at even from the agricultural sector, you look at feed salon, say we don't bump up.
When you look at the president's speech, that all form part of what we don't achieve in 7 years. But when you look at this year's 64 years, the traditional thing them way blacks happen during independence, not happen. We not see pardon lists, we not see insignia awards from the president. Exactly, and the president self not been there even at the country for the celebration. What are the explanations for then different year we happen during the 64 years?
Well, there is no cutting edge fast rule or golden rule. We say every year we have to have a signal awards, or every year this is how we have to celebrate our independence. President make a very clear say, let's pray, let's reflect where we've come from, where we are, and where we want to go, and that happened. And if you want to say because President traveled out of the country, President is coming back today. Today night really will get we celebrate independence. I believe say we know about that, saying a hockey pitch where we all converge, where we will talk about a symposium, we talk about where we've come from, where we are, and where we're going. And President get for today as a guest speaker. President in travel one room, he's a Catholic, and besides, he has a relationship with the Pope we die. We don't see pictures of him in woman, and in a morally religious person that they down, they call, they pray for him. So if the person die, he want to go honor, give him last respect. I think as president to forgive him that right, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that because it coincides with we independent. What is important as Sierra Leoneans is what we are celebrating, and I believe that today for today, and what is hopeful about this country. What is our responsibility as Sierra Leoneans? I feel that for discuss, Musa.
Okay.
We have been doing that. Pull paddle, pull lantern since this past 5 years, right? So I just make very clear to you, say, President tell we as a country, say, let's reflect. Uda get for go pray because it was a Sunday. Let everybody go now in worship centers and let them go pray. Let them go pray for this country. It doesn't mean that it don't tire. It doesn't mean that nothing only for celebrate. No, it means that we as Sierra Leoneans, and this is what the symposium is about today. Let's reflect from where we've come from. Let's reflect because also independence. It's not just about just celebration. It's really about what's independent, waiting, whosa who don't come and whosa who do. Waiting are the responsibilities of we the citizens. I will tell you, say, Musa, a lot of we Sierra Leoneans, them, we not get a civic education day. as Sierra Leoneans, what is our responsibility on Independence Day? What do we need to know about Sierra Leone? Why we even get independence? What's the important? What's your only responsibility as an individual Sierra Leoneans? So sometimes we just ask government, we look at people in power, we look at people in position, say, oh, government don't feel we, this now we right. Yes, you have a right. You have a right to health, you have a right to freedom of speech, you have a right to vote, you have a right to a lot of things. But wait a minute, Musa. You also have responsibilities as citizen, right? Responsibility for paying taxes. Responsibility for make sure say if ETSA give lights, if I pay for the light bill. Responsibility say if Guma give water, if I pay the water bill, right? So this independent, this is what we want as a country for let people know. Say independence is not only about pool debu, pool kakadebu, dance the streets. That's way how they may celebrate them. For us, it's a different way of celebration.
Two things.
Yes.
We Blancy President the pardon people during independence and also give awards to deserving Sierra Leoneans. We know see a mate. Is it that it for happen this year or then two activities no go happen at all?
No, that not get for
today
happen.
or this year or going further.
I know say the signal awards not get for happen. They get for happen on 65. That's what we're planning for. It's going to be big, right? So that not get for happen. But then a president in prerogative that if you want for pardon people, I can speak on that behalf, right? I can decide, say, I want to pardon people. You know what I mean? Say it has to be on that specific day. Like I tell you, say, we independent celebration is a continuous one, right? Today, we are all going to converge at the hockey pitch, right? We are going to reflect. We look at Sierra Leone yesterday, we look at Sierra Leone today, and we look at Sierra Leone tomorrow. So, a lot today for land. We are in historians that get for come explain to why we go for independence. What have we achieved as Sierra Leoneans who for celebrate and who for embrace, and where are we going as Sierra Leoneans? So I feel say that's very important. But that are there for tell people why that is important, why people for go, why people for listen, why people for follow, and also tell people say this country is a beautiful country. There's a lot we can celebrate, and we are celebrating. We're celebrating peace, we're celebrating women's empowerment, we're celebrating the achievements we've made in education, we're celebrating how we don't make energy access to rural communities, we're celebrating how we want to feed this country. So there is a lot of hope in this country.
All right, so we can look at the light sector where you talk about improvement, and also the education sector which is mentioned. But I'll go over to you, Thomas Small Conte. We're now the Executive Director for Citizen Advocacy Network. Good morning once more. Welcome to Radio Democracy.
Oh, thank you.
All right, yesterday, Salone celebrates 64 years. Anything they for celebrate?
As an organization, Citizens Advocacy Network believes this time period we will need for confront the brutal reality. Not a period is for celebrate, because we not get much for celebrate as a nation. 64 years after Salone gets independence, we still they grapple with basic amenities. We still grapple for get sober electricity supply in our country. We still grapple for get sober health system. Women they die during childbearing. We get pikin they die as a result of lack of oxygen in our hospitals. We get hospitals that they go without the necessary facilities we will make them able to provide the medical services we will provide to poor people. Medical services don't become very, very costly today. If you want to get sober medical service, you need to go to a private hospital, and we know what's in that they cost. The poor people continue to be poorer, whilst the rich, they become richer. We have power, people who have power for decades, we don't treat the lives of people with contempt. Salone, a country we blessed beyond measure. I wonder how many countries there are in the world where God bless rich Salone. Salone gets very many mineral resources. I can count up to 20 mineral resources we get at this country. We get very good beaches in terms of tourism. We get the hills. We get very good land for cultivation of agricultural produce. We have beautiful people who get good hearts, people who law abiding, I must say. The cost rates alone get over time, now leadership. For like we still then a state celebrating 64 years, and we struggle with constant electricity supply. Things the way countries the way they close to we don't pass decades ago. We still get communities where they boast of water, they don't even forget water safe for drink. We have people who live in squalor. We youth them there in a despondent state to a point that they defend soccer in kush and other harmful drugs. With education sector, it's not admirable, I must say. Yeah. We will come for talk about things in details as we go.
Okay.
All sectors then get challenges like this country 64 years down the line. The only thing we will blame, the only people we will blame, like the one who don't lead this country over time. Right. Because we have seen how good leaderships like other countries don't transform the lives of the people how the fortune of the countries they don't change because of their sound policies and programs, and because of the selflessness they don't manifest. We have always wallowed in mediocrity in this country. People they give little, but they amplify them and make it appear as if they are giving Sierra Leoneans everything, when Sierra Leoneans receive little or nothing. All right. And we as an organization, Citizens Advocacy Network.
Education is a must, brother.
Sorry, you hear about the new thing already inside the MBSS learning passport?
Morning Saloon, where they come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Still inside the studios, we get Thomas Mokonte, Executive Director for Citizen Advocacy Network. You don't lay premise on things them we don't happen since when we gain independence. But let me narrow down for this year celebration. How you would describe this year's celebration? Is it Nasowi for celebrator in that quiet manner, according to Mr. Mike?
This year's celebration is very somber.
What do you mean?
Somber in the sense, it come at the time when Salon don't top the rank. Indicators, these are some of the indicators that you look at for able to determine countries that we happen in the world. Okay. We celebrate 64 years, Salon gets that kind of position in the world, and we feel say there is nothing to celebrate, literally nothing to celebrate, I must say. Okay. Because that report is very, very true, very credible. It is speak to the issues that are waiting at the ground. We all know, except one, for be very hypocritical to the fact. The living conditions of the people in this country don't become poorer than they were before. Even you when you walk, you feel the pinch, because when you move around, you see people all over the place, they hang around you. People they cry about hardship. The gap between the poor and the rich, they widen. Unemployment, they at its all-time high. We see even when we get employment, when we in employment, people within employment like the country cannot cater for the basic needs because of the poor conditions of the employment. We get with youths when are the precious jewel of the country don't retire into drug abuse because they don't lose hope. Okay. When we went up in the talk just now, he said we for celebrate and get hope. Since 64 years, we government and government officials don't tell Sierra Leone now the country during independence. I must say, there is no law we say if for day during independence, it not broke any law, but we all know say for the respect of the people. When you celebrate your country in independence, now one of the most historic days in any country in life, the leadership and the government will be receptive to the issues they also. These are days where we expect the government for take an introspection, we say introspection, therefore examine themselves as leaders, whether they have been really truthful to the people of this country. Okay. Whether the promises were given to the people of this country some years ago, they don't go to a very large extent for achieve them, and waiting at the challenges they will then get, waiting at the plans we then put in place for deal with them challenges there.
Thomas, now let we look at the excuse way or the explanation way Mike Berwa give from State House as to why the president need for dinner the Pope in Berin during Salon Independence. You're not convinced with that at all, that this is not personal person and it be the pray for and the time we die alive?
This is not personal. I mean, I say it has to do with priority. The president take the Pope in burial very, very important, even when he clashed with the independence celebration. As I said initially, he has not committed any offense. He not